Press the bell icon on the YouTube app to never miss a video from Newslaundry.
Hello and welcome to NL Interviews. Today I am here with renowned author Devdutt Pattanaik. Hello Devdutt.
Hi.
How are you doing? I will first introduce yourself. So Devdutt Pattanaik is an Indian mythologist, speaker, illustrator and author. His work focuses largely on areas of myth, religion, mythology and management. Have I missed anything? No. And you also served as the Chief Belief Officer at Future Group, one of India's largest retailers. So they have big bazaar, you must have heard of it. So I've always found this very amusing, right? What is a Chief Belief Officer and what did you do there?
So I was part of the think tank, that is all I was. Yeah. But we needed a designation that would get people talking.
Okay.
So we created this designation. I asked him what designation will he give me because, I came from Ernst & Young where everybody has a designation.
Yeah.
He said there's no need for a designation. But I said, people would like to know, what do you do? So I thought he'd be just a consultant or something like that. He said, I said, what about this? It just came into my head and he agreed. Oh. And then it became the cheapest marketing gimmick in the world.
I'm talking about, say, let's go with Ramayana for now. With the various retellings, which has been the most dominant and which is your favorite one?
See, no retelling is great end to end. There are portions of it which will be interesting. So, for example, in India, when you tell Ramayana, especially North India, they assume it is Tulsi Ramayana. And I see people talking so confidently about Ramayana, I'm saying, which version are you talking about?
Exactly.
And even we have access only to translations. I can't learn Tamil, and also old Tamil, not Tamil as we speak today, and Odia, and Bengali. And you go to Gujarat and you ask them, so acha kaun si Ramayana padhte ho? Then that's a question which stumps them. They assume that out there in the market, out there somewhere, there is one original text which they can read. Yeah. And I'm asked so many times, so where is the original text? I said,
do you think this popular narrative of both Ramayana and Mahabharata is entirely too much focused on good and evil?
So the problem is with the language you use. Right. Evil is a Abrahamic concept. It is not an Indian concept at all. So the moment in English you say evil, you have lost me.
Okay.
Because I'm like, that's not Indian.
Right.
The concept, evil is the absence of God. I always tell people, when you say Hitler is an evil man, I say translate it in Hindi.
Hitler, I can't live.
Exactly.
It's like,
it tells you a cultural difference.
Very interesting. Hitler was an Asura.
You can't, because Prahalad is also an Asura and is a Bhakt of Hiranyakashipu, the son of Hiranyakashipu, Bhakt of Vishnu. So Prahalad bhi Asura hai na.
So can you elaborate a little bit on what roles myths play in society?
Humanity has begun by the control of fire and control of stones.
Tool making.
And then you start looking at the tools very carefully. And that's fine. But a particular point comes when you find myth begins when you start using burial rites. Okay. Why do you bury the dead? Animals don't do that. Humans do. Because when you use the word fiction and myth synonymously, you are trivializing the subject.
But myths are real to a lot of people. Is what you're saying. To everyone.
There is not a single human being out there who doesn't have a myth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then you're, unless he has Alzheimer's.
Right. I mean, essentially for me, money is also a myth, but it is real. It's very real. I use it in everyday transactions. That is the way I'm looking at it.
So money is not fiction, but money is myth.
I've been looking through this. What are the 5 modern day myths which we deal with every day, as in stories to make sense of the world? So I'm giving you 5. Achhe din. Is it
happily ever after? Yes.
Yeah, it is. So will it sustain itself?
It's like children's fairy tales. You have to tell children, no? Happily ever after.
Okay. State is secular, for instance.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
State is religious is also a myth.
Right. State is
the opposite is also true.
Opposite is also true.
In a fiction, the opposite is fact. There is no opposite to the word myth.
Basically, all around us, we see people looking at a figure / brand / object with veneration and devotion. That is what makes it a cult, right? If I want to start a cult today, what ingredients would I need? Or say, if any of the viewers want to start a cult?
You have to satisfy the yearning for meaning in people. every human being is seeking meaning. And they don't want to think about it. They want to just pick it, like a pre-made, prefabricated, pre-designed meaning. That's what leaders give. I want to tell the world that I'm a good guy. So I'm a fun person. So I wear jockey underwear. Because jockey underwear creates the brand that it's fun to wear this underwear and they're cool and they're athletic. So by wearing it, it's a short form for, why do you buy a Mercedes? Mercedes is not the best car in the world. I have one. I know it's terrible. It's horrible. I mean, the inside is not meant for... I've sat in better cars. But I buy a Mercedes because when I get off the Mercedes, Jesus Christ would, when he lived, would be called a cult figure, right?
Exactly.
With 10 people following you everywhere and telling that he walks on water and converts water to wine. I mean, every alcoholic would love him. At that time. But today when you say that, they'll say, oh, now you're being facetious and rude and this is not correct.
How do cults transcend and transform into religions, right?
If you look at Odisha as a phenomena, for us it's the only thing. There is nothing outside Jagannath. So you said, how can you call my life that I'm a cult member? Because cult things sounds tantric, sex cult. There is this kind of a negative...
association
the sound
is
is
negative. Association is negative.
But for a mythologist it is not.
You said, when a politician is called Tathagata, it does not mean he is Buddha. Likewise, when a political ideology calls itself Hindutva, it must not be confused with Hinduism. Proper nouns are not common nouns. Stupid man named brilliant remains stupid. You talk a lot about the difference between Hindutva and Hinduism, even on Twitter. And I think you've written a few columns on this. Can you just explain it to us quickly? What is the difference?
For me, Hinduism is the wider conversation. And Savarkar himself uses the word Hindu-ness for Hindutva and says, for him, Hinduism was a narrow idea and Hindutva was the larger idea. I have reversed it. I'm saying no, Hinduism is the larger idea and Hindutva is a narrow political idea. And that's the fundamental difference.
I realized how different religion in Maharashtra, Hinduism in Maharashtra has manifested as opposed to Orissa, right? Why are they under this one umbrella though?
So this yearning for an umbrella emerged for the first time when Islam entered India. Before Islam entered India, there was no yearning for a common identity. Right? It is, Islam itself, there are 100 varieties of Islam out there in the market which nobody realizes. A Malayali Muslim and a Muslim from Kashmir, में ज़मीन आसमान का फ़र्क है.
Right.
Because there's a cultural difference. You will both read the same Quran.
Absolutely.
But
again, to make sense of your online behavior, I had to sort of create this story in my head. So it's like, for the viewers, it's like Devdutt Pattanaik is this man walking on the street and a cart is following him. A troll is driving the cart, right? And it's full of trolls, right? They're screaming expletives at Devdutt Pattanaik. And then बहुत गंदे गंदे गालियाँ मार रहे, whatever. At one point they get tired. They stop and then you expect Devdutt Pattanaik to walk on. But no, Devdutt Pattanaik stops, turns around, he throws a stone at them and says, तेरी girlfriend है क्या? और like तुझे हिंदुत्व का मतलब पता है क्या? Right? They get angered and they start following him again. What is this behavior? What is this troll baiting you do? Like,
see, when I'm in the airport and I'm completely bored, that's when I open my Twitter account and then there's nothing to do. You know, I like Twitter because you can say it in short sentences. So how do you insult a person with one word, one phrase?
Right.
So I like it. It's language in its finest form.
Right. But
like somebody asked me the other day, "Aap Gandhi ji boliye." So I said, "Okay, stupid ji." Now I feel sad when I don't see creative trolls.
Okay.
Because it's like, क्या हुआ है troll दुनिया को?
मतलब क्यों अच्छे से
गालियाँ ठीक से नहीं देते हैं because you know that they are losers. I mean, that's the baseline. Person is asking a question. It's not just the content of the question. He is not serious. What is he trying to say? He's trying to say, I know more than you. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'll check with your mother.
Okay. Don't you feel that by being so aggressive, because Twitter at the end of the day is also how people view you now?
I want them to view me this way. Stay away from me. Don't
Okay.
try to think of me as this. Then go to the Gurujis, no? New thing has started that it's now a big thing that I should troll them back, because then that's a badge of honor.
So it's a relevance thing now.
Yeah.
Basically now if
he
you get...
insulted me. I'm worthy of being insulted by Devdutt Pattanaik.
Oh, that's awesome. You should insult me also. Then I'll be like... So we have an subscription-funded model,
Okay.
right? Can you also talk a little about the importance of subscription-funded models and advertising and how they shape media?
I think for everything that you receive from the world, you have to give something back. So if you get good information and you have to give something back.
Yeah.
It's a question of exchange. And dakshina is a concept.
Dakshina.
So dakshina nahi doge to paap lagega.
Right. So guys, dakshina nahi loge,
दोगे।
दक्षिणा नहीं दोगे और हम नहीं लेंगे तो पाप लगेगा. Okay, so pay to keep news free, pay dakshina and watch this interview completely in full version behind the paywall. Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Devdutt, for doing this.